Welcome back to another episode of JJ Speed Shop. We're going to be working on a 69 Roadrunner. I think we showed you a little clip at the end of the last video. And we're gonna inspect it, go through it, pressure wash it, clean it, and see how bad it is, how good it is, rack it up on the lift, and take a look at the underside, and then come up with a plan on how we're going to make it go vroom vroom, and then we're gonna beep 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 beep. We got a 440 that we built a few years ago. We got to go through that, make sure that still is good.
Floors look good, trunk looks good so far.
So far, just as a quick little glance, but we're gonna pressure wash it and really get it down into the nitty gritty because it's covered in mud. So we'll see. Come on. Got the car set up over here, the pressure washer going, and we're just gonna kind of try to clean some of this out of here. It looks pretty good so far though. Meep. Well, we finished pressure washing. We're gonna roll it in the shop and put it up on the lift. We got 2 tables full of just trim and stuff that was sitting on the inside that we got to go through and kind of play Tetris and see what goes where. But first glances, the floor looks like it was replaced. The trunk pan looks like it was replaced. Kind of okay-ish, but I mean it's good enough for us. Looks okay. Now you can kind of see the actual color that it was. Right, in this door jamb. It's like a dark red, pretty color called Scorch Red R6. Neat. All right, we're gonna throw it in the shop and we'll check back when it's up on the lift. All right, we are back in the shop after pressure washing. We're gonna rack it up on the lift and take a look at the frame rails. We suspect they're not great, so we're gonna take a look and see how this all goes. The floors look okay, the trunk looks okay, but when we were loading it up before we bought it, we kind of saw a couple of Swiss cheesy looking stuff, so we're gonna check, make sure it's okay. All right, hit her up.
You got switch.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, that's not good.
So the rear end, springs aren't hooked up in the back. Oh boy.
Alright. You gotta see this. Wait a minute. I don't think it's supposed to do that.
No. No, it's not.
Did they just not hook them up, or?
Okay.
I mean, the hole's not bad. The frame behind it's not too bad. A little bit of corrosion. Oh, that's not good. Yeah. Why is the rear end not in it? The holes are still there. They look okay. There's a petrified bushing in one of them. Oh, that side's really not good. There's another petrified bushing. That hole looks okay. I'm getting Camaro flashbacks.
So, right here.
Oh,
bad.
That's not good either.
Yeah, there's been some rat action in there.
Oh, that's why that rusted away.
Yeah.
All that mouse piece sitting in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That looks good.
It starts rotting back here. Okay.
Well, I'll go back 2 feet of it or so. I mean, this all looks pretty good. The floor looks okay. That, you didn't see that. Don't look at that either. Nope, not yet. Cross member,
She's rusty.
yeah. Good old Midwest cars. Huh.
A Hamtrak car, so
There's one.
it's been in Michigan at some point.
That's weird.
What?
There's one subframe connector. Why would they do that?
See what it is when you're launching,
Yeah.
the right side frame twists and the left one don't on a Mopar.
Oh yeah. Mhm. But that
It
frame
is-
rail looks solid. That looks pretty good.
It does.
This
Need back the pad up a little
Oh,
bit. I don't
that's-
like the way it's sitting.
that's not
Drop
so
it
good
back
either.
Yeah, it's a little bit forward. Oh.
Eh. We can just lift that side up. Ain't too bad. The patch floor had patch in it at some point. It's done okay-ish. But the rest of this, see, there's the end of that patch. But the rest of this looks factory. Why did they cut a hole there? Or just put a line with a torch? What's that for? There's 2 of them. Maybe an aftermarket shifter or something?
Yeah, it's weird.
That is weird. But the rest of the floor's in there still. On a rusty scale, we're at a 7 out of 10, I think.
Is 10 being rustiest?
Yeah.
I'd say 6. I'd say the Camaro was more like an 8.
That's
I mean, it's rusty. But
that's pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's got pretty rotten rockers.
Okay, 7.5.
That fender's not the greatest. It's not too bad, but it's not great.
I guess I'm looking at ease of. I mean,
Why
should be
is
pretty
this-
easy to fix a lot of this stuff. They make everything.
Why is
That's
this frame
not-
rail green?
Huh?
Car is red, right?
Yeah. Has it been replaced?
I think so. It's done okay. Yeah, it's definitely green. You can't really tell that it was done. It's kind of boogered down here, but that's a pretty solid job, I would say. That hood's really nice underneath.
You know why I'm pulling all this out, right?
Why?
Because when we start cutting on this,
That's going to cause fire.
yeah. Yeah.
So-
Speaking of fire, what do you think of my shoes?
Oh, are those the ones?
Uh-huh, that's them. I wear them just for, you know, sympathy.
So, what do you think we're going to do?
All right, so
Think we should buy a whole frame rail, or?
no.
'Cause I mean, I think those spring importing kits
Yep.
kind of replace all that.
I go right here. We could do those.
We did that on the Charger years ago.
Patch this in here because it goes right in here or somewhere. I
I can
think
get right here.
right here,
That's where it all starts.
and that's where it's rusted.
Yeah.
So we could patch it. We could patch it, clean the rest of it up. See where we're at. We may need to do a little more work back here.
Just like a 2x4 of
Two
metal,
by,
or
2x4, 2x6.
something
Maybe we'll
like
go out to Shapiro's and get some metal.
that. Yeah. If you're in the St. Louis area, definitely go to Shapiro's. That place is pretty sweet.
It's yeah, they have everything.
It is a real deal old school metal shop.
Yep.
That's
Yeah, she's
a little rough.
a little rough.
Not.
Definitely wash my hands when I get done with this.
I mean, it's fixable.
Nah,
It's not
fixable.
too far gone.
It's a '69 Roadrunner.
I mean, and we're not going to do a full-on restoration quality. It is what it is. They
Yeah.
made a bunch of these.
We're gonna fix the holes, make it structural, and throw an engine in it.
Yeah, $70,000. It could be yours. Just kidding.
What engine we gonna throw in it?
That old 440 sitting over there.
Nasty 440.
He's gonna probably start tackling the stuff he's good at, the metal stuff. I'm not good. I'm not a professional at that. And I'm gonna take apart that engine and make sure it's still good. We built it 10 years ago.
Yeah.
We'll just pop open the heads, take a look inside, make sure everything's still okay. If it's light surface rust or whatever, we can put a dingle ball hole in it or something. Well,
Excuse me.
Well, I mean, it's not bad. It's not that bad. It's pretty bad, but it's not that bad. I don't think it really deserves a full restoration back to factory quality, but it'll be a cool, ratty muscle car.
No. It's a 383 car.
It's a 383 car. It's not an A12 440 6-pack or Hemi car or anything, but it is a Roadrunner, and it deserves to be fixed, saved.
Absolutely.
All right, well, we're gonna put a plan together on how to, do that.
Somebody loved this car. I mean, they took it apart, all the trims and plastic bags.
Oh yeah, we forgot to show you all the.
It's
I mean, boxes and boxes of trim and harness, and somebody took it apart to restore it years ago, and I guess they just never did.
They labeled it. Here's a windshield wiper, but still, they labeled it, but it's probably 30 years old. I don't know how long this car's been apart.
Man,
But they took it apart. They wanted to make it nice, and
it looks like a relatively low mile car.
that's a bummer. Yeah.
The cluster said 30,000. It's probably 130,000, which is a lot for old cars, but really it's not that. It's not a whole hell of a lot. Somebody probably took it back and forth to the grocery store in Michigan and it just rotted away.
Like everything does.
So after about 47 times in and out of, on the bench grinder and back and forth, a little patch go in this cross member here.
Yep. And fill it in. Weld it real good. Then we're gonna this where it pops up on the other side. we're gonna
Have you met our friend the Hammer?
the hammer time.
You get that
Tap
welded
up
in.
there. Yep. That'll be good.
Cross member saved.
Yep.
Well, this side of it. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, we ran out of gas, but we got our tacked in place and kind of.
Just roughed in.
Yep. Roughed in right now.
Looks a lot better than it did.
We'll tap and grind and get it to where it won't even look like it was there. Chip food style.
Oh yeah.
All right.
And we went through this engine over here. You saw a little bit of it, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. We put the cylinder heads back on, just kind of sit on, sprayed some coil down in there. The cam looks, that's about the worst part. The cam has a little bit of pitting on it, and they're pretty notorious for flattening themselves. Flat tappets are junk, but you know, it is what it is. And if you like Mopars and muscle cars, please subscribe. That's pretty much all we like to do, except for our buddy Doug. He's building a drift car back here, which you're gonna see a lot of here shortly. But other than that, and you know, maybe some other stuff. But besides that, we're mostly muscle car guys. So stay tuned, subscribe. See you later. Oh, hold on. Give me just a second. We gotta complete the picture here. Let me get a nice motion picture here. Would you stop?
No.
So it's been a couple days since you last saw it, but it's amazing that Summit's actually starting to sell, or the big box companies are starting to sell stuff for a big block Mopar. But these headers are $250. They're Summit brand. This water pump housings, aluminum from Summit Racing, the harmonic balancers from Summit, the distributors from eBay. But it's finally getting to the point where you can kind of afford to build Mopars, because the other places are starting to sell stuff for cheap. But we also got a run stand. It's set up for a small block Chevy, because nobody in the Midwest builds anything but a small block Chevy. But we found this on Facebook Marketplace for a pretty good deal. It's already set up. I'm not entirely sure why they put the control panel back here, because this is the back. That's where the header is. And that's where the other header is. And you know, you're gonna sit back here and then just get with exhaust. That's probably not your best move. So we'll probably relocate this, but the rest of it looks pretty good.
Hey, so we got the driver's side frame rail that we fabricated up. It's in the car. We've got it tacked right now. It's just kind of hanging out right now. We did put a couple spot welds on this one side. Once I welded this to the front and I graphed this in, basically fused it to the front, the existing frame rail. This thing was like, it was a little bit too much that way. It happens with heat and different things. So I put a porta band in here. If you've ever seen the one that Harbor Freight has, it's kind of a ram tool. It has all kinds of attachments with it. It will move things that you can't. I mean, it'll sit there and hold it. It held it in place. I put a couple tacks in there. Now it's there. And it's straight and it looks a lot better. So now we're moving on to this side. This is, yeah, we cut that out. It's bad. We have the piece right here made up. This is the old one here. As you can see, it's pretty rusty. It really wasn't that bad, but as you can see towards the front of the car, or the back of the car, it was pretty rotted. Took some 2x6 tubing we got from Shapiro over in St. Louis. As you're looking at these, you can see there's a little bit of a, you know, whoop, it goes like this. So you put a slice in it, kind of put it on the bench. You can, you know, clamp it down or whatever. Bend it manually till you get the right angle. You know, kind of set it up to it. Say, oh yeah, that looks good. And then this one here, when it goes the other way, you have to pie cut it. You have to put a little angle in it and cut less and then grind out more as you go. That way, when you put it up, you bend it up there. That's not enough. You can grind out more. Yeah, a little bit more. And then you can do it dead on. Put a couple tacks on it. Weld it in there. You know, grind it flush. And then we took basically sheet metal, about 90 thousandths steel, and put it on top, boxed it in. The factory is a stamped U-shaped with 2 little ears on it. We just boxed it in, put it up there, put a nice booger weld on top of it, and I will grind that flush. These wonderful flap wheels we bought off of Amazon. It's like 40 of them for 30 bucks. You can't beat that. They're 80 cents a piece. These things are $5 everywhere. Anyway, so grind that. Nice little apex in there. Looks like it was bent, like it's a radius of a bend. And we'll throw it up in there. And next, we have this. Rather than patch that and... I mean, this side's good. Anybody want to explain that to me? How come the right side's beautiful? I mean, really, like, beautiful. No, I mean, no problems. This, rotted out like nothing. It's like, you know, they didn't primer it enough or didn't undercoat it enough. Who knows? Car was from Michigan. I'm going to put those spring relocation kits in there. Mopar Performance used to make them. This is it right here. Direct connection, the most Mopar Performance. U.S. Car Tool is who we got these from. These are sexy. Look at them. They're thick. They're well made. The welds are nice. Even tell you L for a left, R for right. You know, dummy proof it. Guys like me. Comes with everything you need. Instructions are good. Then we can move inboard the frame rail, or the what the heck are they called? Seriously, I haven't been drinking tonight. Leaf springs. Move them inboard. You can put some fatties under there if you want to. You're kind of limited to the size of your wheelhouse, but still, you know, it's good. Get those installed, get it on the ground, and then we will go to the Badness 440. We would have scrapped this thing 20 years ago. No problem. I wouldn't even thought twice about it. We just scrapped it, parted it out. But these cars are gone now. See, look, how pretty is that thing? It's just so cool. We can't get them made anymore. They're gone. These cars are going away. And if you know, AMD and all those companies make everything for this car, you put it together. Even, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Let's just try to save them, guys. Get the rust out of it. Put the structure back in the car at the very least, and keep them. Get them running, driving. Even if they look like this. I mean, what would you think if you saw that going down the road?
So we've been test fitting this frame rail to go back in, and we're seeing there's still a couple boogers back here from the old one. I think the easiest way that we came up with is just slice it here and maybe slice it there, and just
out. Yep, absolutely.
Wait, it's still connected here.
It's gonna be. Okay, so got a little bit of, not much at all. Made this move, but not this because it's got that big. Amazing how that is not even connected.
Oh yeah, because they didn't
do the
weld it to the trunk
a little
band.
bit of welding to do once we get this done.
Yeah.
We'll go from the top and drill some spot welds, connect everything.
Yeah, because they did not connect any of this to the trunk pan when they replaced it.
They did a bad job there.
So now what? Spot welds?
Maybe.
The bane of our existence. Why do we torture ourselves with unibody cars all the time?
Because they're cool.
That's true.
They're fast. They don't have full frames. They're just awesome. They're light and they rust.
And they twist.
Yeah. Well, there's that.
But we're under here and we noticed something cool. Check this out. You know what all that is? That is tire from burnout from, who knows, 30 years ago. because he hit it really hard, and all of a sudden something just fell all over my face. I was trying to figure out what it was, and I looked under there. That's old rubber. That's been sitting there forever. That's pretty cool.
That's when I hear John Ray say, "I'm only buying you one set of tires."
Yeah. Well, the right side's kind of in there with a homemade frame rail. We got some metal finish to do. Well, he does. I'm not the metal guy. And it'll end up looking about like this one does.
Okay, passenger side frame rails tacked in place that we fabricated. Driver side's it's in. Got a few more welds to make her strong. Find some more spot weld areas we could put in. We have that rear cross member from Classic to Current Fabrication. Been buying a lot of structure parts from them. It's not a lot of it's not AMD, but it's good high quality stuff. Fast shipping. They give a veterans discount. I've got that balanced up there on that stand perfectly. Don't pay attention to the vice grip. I have a clamp there because I could have spent like 10 minutes trying to balance this thing. It doesn't balance. It falls right off. It's at an angle. Not that smart. I just kept trying. So then we'll get that weld in place. Get these plates put back on. They're thicker metal. We're just going to blast those plates and then spot weld them back on. Plug weld, whatever you call it. Hillbilly spot welds. Like on the Camaro. Put those on the back of it. Then we'll move to the front of the rear frame rails. Put these spring relocation kits from US Car Tool. And go from there. Get this thing on the road this year. We changed our mind.
So after a couple blue can beverages, we came up with an idea. I don't know if it's good, but it's going to be fun. So the engine that's in the Barracuda, if you look back the last 3 videos before the Roadrunner one, was we called it the Big Block Barracuda swap. We did a slant 6 to 383, 4-speed, pretty cool car now. But the 383 that we put in that car is a late 1968. So it's a 69 model year, 383, a real HP block. Probably came out of a 69 Roadrunner at some point in its life.
So is that a 383 Magnum or a Super Commando?
It's a Super Commando if it's Plymouth.
Okay, so it's Magnum if it's a Dodge.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So if we put the 69 383 in the 69 Roadrunner that had a 383 in it, it makes it. See, I'm trying to convince myself here. That's really what's going on
Talking our way through this.
Because I really just want to put a 440 in the Barracuda. Well, so last time you saw it, we had just got that panel on back there, but we've been working and not really filming that much because both of us, neither one of us have been at the shop at the same time. But if you look, we got shocks in. It's all, professionally rebuilt with Krylon, and the springs are in. Both frame rails. You're gonna get a shot of both of the frame rails.
They're moved 4 inches in on each side.
Yeah, spring inboarding kit is installed. Both frame rails are in there. It's actually looking pretty nice. And don't look at the trunk pan, but the rest of it is actually looking pretty decent.
Yeah.
And then we went up to the front, put shocks in the front, adjusted the torsion bar adjusters back up because for some reason they just ran them all the way out, so the car slapped on the ground. Looked like it already had an engine in it.
It backed them out past the threads, I believe.
Yeah, they did not want to go back in their home.
Nope.
We got the sway bar back in. We got shocks up here, and we're gonna put it back on the ground with, not a rusty frame for the first time in probably 30 years.
Probably this century.
Man, this thing drops really slow.
Really, to know when the last time this car was driven.
Oh, that looks normal again. So now the torsion bars aren't all the way up. It's going to settle a little bit down, but oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
Why are we doing this again? It runs so good. Oh, damn.
Okay. I'm pretty sure. Let's take his spark plug out right here.
There's that one. I love it. Hey, to everybody at home, never buy a Lakewood bell housing. There we go. Oh, hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. No. Oil filter. Okay. Okay. Why is it stuck?
Oil filter's no good now.
I just didn't want to pop it off and drain a bunch of oil everywhere. Man, when it starts coming out, there's no stopping it, is there?
Now you're up against something else.
This is the front of the oil pan.
$3.
Okay.
We good?
Yeah. We're out.
One up, right?
I think that's about it. Okay.
Pull back?
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah. All right, well, step one.
I did not want to pull that engine back out.
Yeah, it's crammed, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
So now it's time to put an even bigger one in.
Paper on?
Battle wound. Brought the Roadrunner in here. We're gonna fog it with Krylon or Rust-Oleum. Where's it at? Rust-Oleum Colonial Red. It is pretty close. So over here is where it was still painted from the factory, kind of up there. It's not that close, but it's better than being painted black, because you can't have black engine bays on a Mopar. It's got to be painted body color. Also, we're just going to fog this whole underside with this, and then go over it with some truck bed liner, and hopefully that looks okay-ish. I mean, there's still a bunch of grease on here, and I'm just going to paint right over it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. Yep. Well, it looks horrible, actually.
It looks real bad.
But it'll be a good base layer. So when we put the stuff over this stuff, you might see a little red through and it might look right, or well, it might have just been a complete waste of time. We will see. Yep. Oh God, this looks bad. We're using the dinosaur brand. We'll see how this works. You sprayed a Jeep with it years ago.
Jeep Tough TJ. It's beautiful. This stuff sprays so nice.
But it's about 4 years old.
We're gonna see.
We'll see if it still is good. Hopefully. I mean, I don't know.
It's been in a basement, hasn't been in the garage. So.
The 383 is getting there. We're almost ready. We got the dipstick in, and finally got these pulleys up here. Sorry if there's a bunch of wind noise from that. I don't know how that's actually gonna go. But we'll, oh God, it looks bad. Oof. Okay, so this is what we were going for, to where it kind of looks like it was a red car, don't mind the diff, and you just painted undercoating over it. We're going to get another kit because we kind of ran out to do the rest of the front and just kind of go over this with a good solid coat, but I mean, for two idiots in a garage, it looks pretty good.
And it's not rubberized undercoating.
No, it's truck bed liner.
Yeah.
Which is a lot thicker, a lot better. Rubberized undercoating is kind of garbage. The camera doesn't quite show it justice, the actual color. It's a lot darker in person than you're seeing right now. But we're going to throw these, the 383 and the 727 together. We didn't make New Year's, did we? Or Christmas.
What? We can do a burnout in my truck?
Yeah, we can do a burnout in the Mustang or the Rambler or...
Rambler?
I don't know.
Not the Roadrunner.
But not the Roadrunner. Sorry. We did not fulfill our promise. But we're going to...
We ate Christmas cookies and was lazy.
Yeah, we spent time with family. Sorry, guys. What'd you do?
We put the transmission and the engine together.
Yep.
Yeah, we mated it.
And we're going to try to throw it back into the car that it deserved to be in. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully the headers for this is a lot easier than that Barracuda. That was kind of a disaster to try to get those in there. But there's slightly more room in here. It really doesn't look like there is, but apparently there is.
A couple inches, I think.
We'll see. We'll see how this goes. All right, I'm going to set you guys up on a little tripod and we'll throw this in here. See? That's way easier on a B body than an A body. That is for sure. This one, we didn't even need to do anything besides snake it up from the bottom. This side just kind of had to lift the engine up just a little bit to clear the torsion bar down there. But I mean, it's in there. We might have forgot to get exhaust gaskets, so we might go run and go get those. But you know, I got all my hands and fingers. There's no more cuts this time.
No, we're good.
What about you? You got any cuts or anything? What?
Why do we damage? But I'm fine.
Why do we do A bodies?
No.
Ever. B bodies for life.
Because they're cool.
Look at that. Look at all the clearance. This is Summit brand $250 headers, and they fit really well. Like well, this one's not fully on, but when it's on, I mean, there's loads of clearance. That's nice. That's very nice. All right, we're gonna go get some gaskets. Finish this thing up. Later. We got some gaskets. Come on, that didn't work. What? Come on, install. There we go, installed. See, we're kind of getting somewhere-ish with the instrument cluster and all the wiring. I don't know why they took everything out of this car, but they did. It's kind of hard to find out where everything goes, searching through a bunch of different wiring diagrams and such. This is fun. I'm having fun. Well, this looks a little better in here. Not much. I got most of the harness hooked up. There's a couple of weird ones that are just kind of clipped off, and I think they go like this goes to, I think, the door switch on that side, which I don't think we have. I don't know if I can just leave it just loose. Will that do anything? We'll see what happens. And we're back in the shop. We all got pretty sick there for the last week or so we didn't really get anything done. Today's thing is brakes. I mean, we've got a little bit things done, but not a whole lot. I'll show you what we got since you've been gone. You know, we've got the distributor hooked up. We got the carburetors on, fans on, radiators in there. We've got most of the harness kind of taped together. This is from a 67, but it's gonna work. All this harness was kind of wonky because they got it set up for that Chrysler ignition plug or whatever. So I had to go back through and rerun a couple of the wires. I know. This wire's supposed to be blue going to the distributor, but it's red. I don't have a blue wire. Don't yell at me. What? You can't hear me. But the inside is in there. You know, the gauge cluster, the switch panel. Most of the harness is in there, hooked up, ready to go. That's yellow wire, still don't really know where that goes. We've got a taillight harness back here, kind of ran in place. This is from a 68, but it's close enough. I think we'll have to clip those off and run that to the little bumper doohickeys. Where are they at? Yeah, these little guys that go in the bumper for the reverse lights. We got a drive shaft in it. I think that's about it. But please, if you're gonna buy a project car, the first thing you do shouldn't be take every single piece off of it, because people lose stuff and we're still scrounging trying to find stuff. We still don't have an ignition switch. We still don't have, like, where did the door panels go? They're probably trashed, but at least having something is better than nothing. We do have some of the kick panels. It's just, yeah. But anyway, back to brakes. We're gonna use a little flaring tool, kind of make our own brake line with the Amazon special. There we go. Where is it? Oh, I moved it. It's over here. With the Amazon special, we'll see how this goes. Made in China. Thanks, China. Well, as you can expect, the back ones that are on the axle rusted out and broke when you tried to break them loose. So now to make these ones too. At least we have a template, which I'm going to try to follow and then realize that it never comes out right and then do it whatever I want back there anyway.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Here's our new brake lines back here, finished up, and that one's hooked up to the rest of the car. So all the brake lines are done. He's got this brake assembly, the whole drum done, and then working on this side. While he was doing that, I ran a new fuel line. It's just some 3/8 aluminum tubing from Amazon. I think it was $1 a foot. So there's that wrapped around here.
Running all the way to the front, delivering the fuel.
We put some little P clamps or 8L clamps holding it all up.
Got to feed the beast.
All the way up to the fuel pump, and then that factory line ran up to the carburetor. So it's getting all the fuel tank's in there, everything's good to go. And then we'll show you the process of throwing these drum brakes back on here in a minute. We're finished putting the axle back in. So the last thing you saw was us doing the back brakes, and then we started on the front ones. This one's done, this one's not, but the problem is we tried to lift it up to get it off the locks to bring it down, and this piston over here started peeing a bunch of fluid out. So
seal
this
went bad.
Seal is bad in this piston, so we can't lift it at all because as soon as you hit the button it just starts squirting and it won't go up. So what?
And it's 8 foot tall.
Yeah.
So you have to lift it all the way up just to get it out because there's a captured little box in there.
And there's a Roadrunner stuck on it, and so we can't lift it all the way to the top lock. We're one from the top, and we can't get it off. So what are we gonna do?
So the cables are supposed to equalize it. It's supposed to keep all of them equal, even if one of them goes bad. So we're gonna block off the hydraulic pressure to this one. We're gonna raise it with that one. Hopefully the cables hold just enough to get it off, and then we'll lower it probably pretty fast because it has all the weight on one cylinder.
Well, both pistons are rebuilt and put back. You can tell because we painted them black. You know the old saying, paint it black and put it back. We put new seals in it and we left it sit overnight off of the locks just to see if it holds pressure, make sure there's no leaks anywhere. The chrome looks good. Doesn't look like it's leaking anywhere. So now, back to the car and back on, brakes like what we were doing before. I'm just kidding. I know what you actually want to see, and we want to see is this thing running. So screw the brakes for now. We're just going to try to get it running. He's trying to figure out the gasket for the fuel filler neck. I painted a handmade battery tray. We're getting the starter in, but everything else is pretty much ready to go, including the horn. You got to have the horn, beep beep. But yeah, that's what we're doing.
Pounds.
Good for you. Well, none of the wiring is actually working at all. The headlights don't work. The key is technically on right now. Who knows if that switch works. We also didn't run a chassis ground, which totally could be it. But we're just going to run a hot wire to the coil to energize the coil and then see if it fires off.
Go from there. It'll be loud.
So we just ran a hot wire to the positive side, straight to the battery, and then he's going to jump that starter solenoid.
That'll be loud.
Yeah, see if I can get this.
I'll throw 'em.
Wonder if that solenoid's going.
Yeah, I'll hold this. Yeah, might do this part. Why ain't I starting, baby? You want to see if we got a timing right? Again? You got all the spark plug wires on.
It would do something, even if it was 180 out. It would a bit.
That's the coil no good?
I hope.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right.
What's going on here?
I like that. Nice starter switch. One of those.
We got one.
Pretty sure we did. So what I did is I took the grinder and I made some bare spots on the paint all the way around the periphery where I want to cut. I don't want to get real into here because I want to keep the structure. We go from the back side on this stuff and we can cut the welds out and then take the whole panel off. We'll get the wheel lip here in a minute when I get it up. I'm going to cut the top first, then we're going to go from there. You got to make sure nothing inside is flammable. We're going to find out. So, since we've been working on cars on this channel, you've probably seen me do a couple of unsafe things. I burned a hole in my foot. Yeah. A buddy of mine, Jim Grant, also said, hey, don't make me embarrass you, wear your safety glasses. So here they are. We're going to cut this quarter panel, like I said, with the plasma cutter, the $60 eBay plasma cutter down there on the ground. And here it goes. All right, glasses are awesome. I can actually, wait, I have no dots. Where are my spots at? Okay, this is good. Thanks, Gwen. All right. I'm gonna go raise the car up. Okay, so there is metal down on ya, and it is coming apart because it's sealed in place. So there's that. What we're gonna have to do, pull that off, go down that corner there, watch her fall. And there we are. Quarter panel off.
You know what our specialty is robbing Peter to pay Paul. So while he's over there working on the quarter panel, I'm doing really important stuff here. We're robbing these wheels that are pretty cool. They're old center lines. We're not a huge fan, but I think they'll look pretty good on the Roadrunner. We're gonna rob them from the 67 Cornet that is just kind of sitting on the back burner right now. One of these days, I think we're gonna put a Hemi and a bench seat in this car. I think it'll be pretty trick. But I'm gonna get these wheels off real quick. Wow, it's amazing what wheels do to a car. I bet you didn't notice that this quarter panel is rusty before, but you do now. See, look at this. We just put wheels on it, and magically the quarter panel doesn't have any rust anymore. How does that happen? Weird.
So we're going to be cutting the other quarter panel off. We're going to take the grinder and take the paint off along the periphery of this, just enough to where we can like window cut the quarter panel off. We'll take the lightning scissors, the $60 eBay plasma cutter, and we'll go through, cut it off real quick. Johnny's inside underneath the dash. Hopefully I won't set him on fire. Okay.
Release.
Kinda. There's a few areas where it welded itself back together.
It'll do that.
It will. Yeah.
Big pimpin'.
Uh-huh. Whew. Pull that out. We'll make sure it's not on fire. Ready? Oh, shit. We got a fire. Yeah, we got a fire. Well, this is why you kind of clean out the trunk before you get started, is because this will happen. Yep. Well,
There goes the armrest. Well,
yeah. Well, isn't that special?
nailed it.
Nailed it.
First try.
First try. Yuck. So, so just say you're like 1976 and you're worried about rust, you could just put some sort of clear sealant on it and it'll hold the car together so you'll pass inspection in Michigan or New York or wherever the heck it was. As this is, yeah. It's fine. Inspection passed. 28 minutes later, quarter panel's off, and we set stuff in the trunk on fire.
First try.
First try. Did great. Perfect.
Perfection.
Perfection. All right, there's a screw right here we got to take loose, and the pop-out window will actually pop in a little bit, and then make you give you access right in here to where you can cut this quarter panel away from the back pop-up window situation there. Oh. All right, so we're going to start now on the trunk extension or drop down, whatever you want to call it. They had put a galvanized piece of sheet metal across here and then some spooge of some sort of clear sealant or something. Who knows, but you could pull it all the way out to here and it stretches. So whatever it was good stuff. Doesn't burn very well though. Anyway, that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to cut this off. Then we're going to take this trunk extension that we got from Current Classic Fabrications. Pretty good deal. They're made in the United States. They're not probably perfect compared to what the factory ones were, but they look good. They're pretty close, and it's going to be back here, so really who cares? It looks good. It's structural. It'll keep your apples in the trunk when you go get groceries in this car from rolling down into the little crevice there. See how fast these things work? They are outstanding, and they keep going until you have shreds left of them. So They may not cut like they do when they're brand new, but if you're cutting something like this, it's yeah, you know, shreddy. It works very good, and they just keep going until there's nothing left. This one will need to change out now, but you know, they may still be good. Don't throw them away. If you're cutting something that's going to tear it up, and you know it is, use one of the old ones. And but that one there, yeah, that one's no good. It's ready to be thrown away. I like this. Look at that, brand new.
It's the little things.
It's the little things. And I think I'm going to order another 40 off of Amazon. And we might put the link down at the bottom, I don't know. So I'd like to show you my handy dandy new table. Oh yeah, it's the old 69 Roadrunner trunk lid on the Harbor Freight body panel holder thingy table. Fender thingies. Well worth their weight in gold. See? Here. I want to show you. Whatever it is, it's good stuff. Some sort of a sealant. Who knows what it is? No bueno. Okay, so here's this little piece here we need to cut out. So I just kind of put a little patch piece in there. Gonna slide that in there, gonna weld it in place, grind it flush, and go with it. We're going to weld this little patch panel in here, just kind of making everything set up to where the trunk extension, we can weld it in place and it'll be nice and solid. Doesn't have to be beautiful, it just has to be solid. Make it beautiful. But, sorry, I don't waste a whole lot of time in trying to make everything perfect, because we just want to drive this thing. We want to get it going. Okay. Oh, I probably just made it to where you couldn't see a thing going on there. I'm sorry about that. Let's try this a little bit. I'm going to lower the temp a little bit, lower the feed, and fill it in. There's something burning on there. I'll let that burn for a minute.
Oh yeah.
We're going to grind her all out.
Some leftover seam sealer or whatever they put in there.
Yeah. Some goof. Goofy goop. Goopy goop. Looks a little better.
I'm gonna work on the headlight buckets while he's doing the quarter panel, because he's gonna be moving the car up and down. Oops, sorry about that. I'm gonna start with some stripper, try to get all this paint off, and then we're gonna repaint the parts that are supposed to be black. Hopefully the paint will stick, and then we're gonna try to polish these little trim whatever, because a nice grill will go a long way on a shitty car. I know I harp on gloves all the time, but you absolutely need to wear gloves with this stuff. It is eating this nitrile glove right now. So just imagine what that would do to your hands. And your skin is the largest organ in your body. Think of all the things that you can, like nicotine patches, those are transdermal. There's a lot of things that you can soak in through your skin. And, you know, you really just don't want to do that.
Oh, you'll know it.
You'll know it. Well, you won't know. If you don't find it out now, you'll find it out in 30 years when you have cancer.
But you will absolutely know it now.
Yeah.
It burns.
Like Skydroll, when you get Skydroll, which is aircraft hydraulic fluid on your hands, you know when that's on there. It burns right now. It doesn't wait. Okay. Wow, this stuff is strong. You probably should wear a respirator too, but it's getting a little too safe. Okay, then you just let that sit for about 30 minutes and it'll start eating it away. It's been about 20 minutes. Give her a test and see. Oh yeah, it just comes right off. I'm using a plastic brush, so hopefully it doesn't mar any of the metal underneath. But it is just, yep, there it is, just coming right off. This might be a little more difficult here, but I think it's still coming off pretty good. Stripper, I took a Scotch-Brite and some SOS pads and cleaned them up the rest of the way. They're okay shape. Hopefully we can get some polish in here and make this real nice, but this one's masked up because in here is like a textured silver. We're gonna try this glitter paint, only time I'll ever use this, and see how that turns out. We're gonna prime it first and then spray that in there, and if it looks too goofy, we'll just paint it black and hope for the best. Yep, here we go. Sprayed some flat black primer, paint, whatever in there, and we're gonna try this glitter stuff. Hopefully it's not too bright. If so, we could probably paint it with a gray, just kind of dull it out a little bit, but we'll see how this works. So that glitter it's very bright and pretty ugly, and I don't know if you can see all the sparkles in there, but it is gritty and has texture to it, which is what I was going for. So we're gonna try aluminum over that. If that doesn't work, we'll try to find some gray or just paint it black. We'll figure it out. That aluminum really worked. That aluminum paint really brightened these things up. I think that's gonna work better. That rug really tied the room together. It looks okay. It's not gonna be 100% accurate, but these buckets and that centerpiece is $500 brand new, and I'd rather use original because, well, I'm cheap. So after 37 hours of careful tape removal, we're going to shoot this black, and hopefully it all comes out really.
Beautiful.
I'm really nervous about this. We'll hope. Yep. Mm-hmm.
It'll be beautiful.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get to spraying. And this is the final product. It came out pretty well. I mean, detail-wise, if you look real close, my lines aren't real great. But I got some paint brushes. I can probably touch it up just to make it a little straighter, look a little nicer. But from, you know, way back here, looks really, really nice. So the next step is on the actual grill part. I already taped it off kind of where it's supposed to be. I'm going to spray in there, but there's detail right in here. This little channel is black. But what they did before when we got this is they painted all of this black. which I've looked at several pictures. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. I think somebody just went crazy with the little can, but I believe these are black. These little nubbin thingies. So I'm gonna sit down with a paintbrush and try to paint this and make it look halfway decent. Detail work's not really my strong suit, but we're gonna try it out. Hopefully it'll stick. Well, wish me luck. And this is the final product in here. After going to seeing a couple Roadrunners, I think they actually did paint in here with some texture paint, but we're just gonna leave it as it is. I think the lines look pretty good up in here. They match the headlight buckets, which are sitting over there. So this will look pretty good. It's not perfect, but it saves $500 because that's how much these with the headlight buckets are. So we're not gonna do that.
It'll look good.
This is fine. I put a little polish in there to make that just look a little bit better. But it looks like, I think they clear coated this aluminum because I tried to polish it and it's just not, it's not doing anything. So I don't know if they put some kind of a protective coating or something, because this is old aluminum. This is 50 years old and still shiny even though it's scratched to hell. So that's what I would assume. I don't know. But it looks pretty good.
The thing I'm worried about is this here. Okay, it's not.
Not worried about it anymore?
No, not worried about it. So you can see it's kind of like solder. It's just coming out. It's shiny.
Deletifying the lead it's in with lead and stuff.
Yeah, and you can see it starts to get a little bit. I would think that if it got on you, it's going to burn until it stops burning. So don't get it on you. Probably should be wearing gloves.
Burn until it stops burning.
Till it stops, till it decides to quit. Kind of like hot sugar. Because you're hot candy, baby. Hot, sweet, and sticky. You can see, just kind of pulling.
You want to try that again?
Out. What?
You want to try that again?
What?
It's hard, sweet, and sticky.
Is that what I said?
You said hot, sweet, and sticky.
It is. It's hot.
No, it's hard. Rock candy?
It's hot, sweet, and sticky.
It's hard, sweet, and sticky.
No, it's hard.
It's rock candy. It's hard.
It's hard. That's what I said.
He's talking about his wee-wee.
Oh, is he really? All right. Come on, Sammy. If you're watching the video, I mean, let's not get into hot, sweet cherries on the vine, but let's talk about that. Okay, so
That's
a lot of it's come off.
A lot better than the other side, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you actually kind of know where to go. Because lead doesn't weld good.
No.
Or at all.
You can see it's starting to.
Bless you.
There you go. It gets shiny, and then it is just peeling off of there. You really don't even need the scraper. Kind of do. Careful. You can kind of see it start to get, it's like solder. It gets shiny and pretty. And it's just basically dropping off. And I am really worried about my feet right now. Yeah. I'm going back up a little bit. I don't think it's gonna.
Keeps getting back.
Does work. That was hard. We're good. Look at that. That's pretty cool, though, isn't it?
Getting shiny and then just dripping off.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, anybody, let us know in the comments. Is it hard, sweet, and sticky or hot, sweet, and sticky?
Come on, Sammy, talk to us. You're a car guy.
That got really close to my foot there.
I'm gonna back. Just gonna back up. I don't know if he's watching Roadrunners. He's too busy in his 308. Was it a 308?
Yeah.
Or was it the bigger one? Whatever the hell that was called.
Look how pretty that is right there where it's scraped off.
Nice metal. Would you say it's tinned?
I think so. Pretty cool, isn't it?
Really, it looks like solder. Well, solder was lead, wasn't it? Because they always say it's lead-free solder.
Yeah.
I bet old solder had lead in it.
Very good.
Or if you're British, solder.
Is that what they say?
Yeah, soldering iron. Be a little careful in here. There is a rubber gasket on the other side. Maybe not. Oh, no, never mind. Just kidding. I take it back. I regret talking. I bet reletting this is a fun process.
Because there's no Bondo in it. These guys were good.
Ours is going to have lots of Bondo in it.
Yeah. They didn't have good Bondo back then. I don't think. I think the technology has got a lot better. So we can see where we're at now. You can see the
Spot welds. No. It's on fire. I wonder how many times we caught this car on fire already. 300. Well, see, there you go. That's how you get the lead out.
yeah, and then we will take this. We'll take this little these spot welds out right there, and we'll line up the quarter panel and see what we need to do.
Sweet.
Pretty excited.
All right.
I think it's hot.
It's probably very hot. The solder isn't, or the lead. I don't want to touch that. It's not hot. It poked me, and I freaked out. My automatic response is to drop it because it was warm, and then it poked me.
You know how heavy that shit is. It's wild.
That is, it was very heavy.
You're not grinding it. It's pretty well. All right, we're gonna die, but that's okay.
All right, we're gonna clean this up a little bit and see if we can test fit that quarter tonight. God dang, that quarter panel looks pretty good. Why does it fit so much better?
Because I know what I'm doing now. I did one.
And you're humble too. All right, just go ahead and take it back off. Put it back on, take it back off. Put it back on, then take it back off.
Yeah.
Then you put it back on, and then you're gonna take it off again, and then put it, and then you're gonna put it back on, right?
So I gotta, from that, oh, that's,
Hey, look. It's a 69 now. Just kidding, still a 68.
oh, that's holding it off. That's why. Look at this. Look what they did. So they put this little kick out here on this flange.
Phalange.
This butts together, but they've got a little like that down there, so you can't. It holds it off while you're trying to do this. Now I understand that if you do this and it's down there, but it's
Why is that gold?
just they braze it too.
Oh,
Not only lead,
wow.
they put brass in
Oh,
here.
brass, not
No.
gold. Gold-plated Roadrunner.
Go flight edge.
Woo!
When you go this way, about a half an inch to where it goes over the door jamb, and then we can see. I'd like to put a mark on this and say this is where it is, and then we can see
What happened last time you put a mark on it?
what I did. What had happened is
See what
I
happened
measured.
was.
I measured, and I went here, and I went here. Wait, I went here, and I went here, and I drew a line. And I didn't remember it making this little curve here. And it there was a gap there. See, I started grinding it, and the lead was holding it all, and a big chunk fell out from the factory. I had it cut right, and it, no.
But, you know, if you go over here, look, who knew? Who's ever gonna know? There's a quarter on. So this car has to be done with any real hope of getting it gone
in 6 days.
6 days. Cool.
John,
We really,
if our shop wasn't a complete piece of crap,
we probably would. We'd be in serious.
Thank
We'd be
God.
screwed right now.
thank God we're pretty good on our
Here,
shop.
let me help you.
Can you push it forward a bit? Nope.
I'm gonna set this down. Where's the tripod? There it is.
And then we're
We're gonna cut that off.
don't like it. I took it off the other one too.
Help it.
Okay, so we're going to grab the quarter panel and we're going to trial fit it one more time. Oh, what did you say? Ah! What'd you say? Good luck. Okay, put this down over that. This. Knock that down. Down there. Down there. Down there. And the cutia. Okay, so now we're pulled away. I wonder if I need to kind of tack that in. Come here, Hammer. Come here. There you are. It already fits better. I think way better. Okay. I'll raise her up. Now I'm going to turn the quarter panel upside down and lay it on my handy dandy body stand here and grind all of the areas that we're going to tack weld, spot, plug weld, whatever you want to call it, in place. You think they're honking at us? Because there's no intersection there. Huh. Like, come in, like right here is where the transition area is, the bevel of this flange. The other piece could lay right in there if we trim this off. See, this is where it sits, and it's pretty close with, you know, the moon and the stars. If we trimmed off that other piece, it would lay right in there, and you'd have that little strip there to fill in with filler. Because, I mean, I don't think going under it is the right way to do it either. I mean, maybe it is. It would go under a little bit, but you'd still have that little river there that you got to fill up.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if we should just trim it, lay it on top of it to where it sits flush, and then fill that whole section in and be done. That way you can weld these and you're not trying to, because man, this right here is welded to this structure.
Yeah.
So I don't think you're ever supposed to do that, but you can feel that's the way it's like almost like they put the roof on last.
They could have.
Did they put the quarter panels on, then the roof? Anybody want to tell us that? Because that's what it looks like is I don't know. It's like they sandwiched. You can't, the structure's in there. I sliced that, that's my bad. But this right in here, there's metal under there. You can feel the flange of the old quarter panel. It's like they laid the quarters on and put the roof on last.
That's probably what they did.
I don't think that's the way we're gonna put it back. I think we're gonna trim it. What do you think? Trim it to about right there, let it sit right in there, weld it in place, it'll just thunk, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
I think
See
so.
how that goes.
Yeah. Okay. All right, one more time. I've cut this little flange right here off about, I don't know, half inch, 300 thousandths, 400 thousandths, half inch, something like that. And then we'll see if it lays down a little bit better. Like I said, when you're laying this up, you got this little bracket in here. Man, that hurt. It pinched it, it did me. And that is on that side. Down a little bit. That still pops up, but a little bit better. And then look at that. I think we're damn near there. Do you like that? See how feel that. Now we can just fill in that little thing there.
And make this taper.
Yeah, because I mean it's a double. If it was one way or the other, we could just slide it under or put it on top, but it's a double. Because they flanged the roof too, the other way.
Huh.
I mean, this should just be a straight piece of metal coming down that you'd overlap on that. But
Man, that's actually fitting pretty nice.
it is. It is. We got that could probably go in a little bit.
This is real close in here.
I think we're pretty. Might need to go back just a scooch.
I don't know. I think this just has a weird lip on it.
Maybe. Maybe.
Right.
This is good right here on this slip.
This fits pretty nice up here.
Huh.
Where are we at with the door? It's a little high. Or the
Yeah.
door's low. I think it's just a little high.
But look at down at the bottom though. We may have to pull that back
it's a
slightly.
it's a little high.
It is. It is. We'll keep playing with it. But I mean, this is nice. I like this, the way it sets in there. It's ow. Man, that thing has got,
Yeah.
it's got a little,
That's for the headliner.
for the headliner, and man, it just pokes the, man, that's not friendly at all.
We're not putting a headliner in this.
No.
We've got one, but I think it's better just to not put it than to put that pile of crap in there.
Yeah.
They're cheap, but we just don't want to. That's really what it is. I don't want to. He doesn't want it. I don't want to.
I may get in there and kind of pop that up a little bit. Man, that looks nice. I think we're,
This fits pretty good.
I think we're getting there.
It's pretty close.
Yeah, closer, right? Well, that went right in my finger. Okay. Is that you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I clicked it at the same time and it was like the whole thing moved. Oh, crap, what did I do? I think we're good.
Yeah, I think so too.
We'll start trimming a little bit, making sure it fits real well tomorrow. I mean, you can see that's just sitting there. This thing goes in quite a bit and it attaches to that drop down.
Why don't we just step back for a second? Look, both quarters sitting on it. Well, this one's actually on, but this one's just kind of sitting on. It just looks, it looks so much better now.
Yeah.
Like a freaking Roadrunner instead of a pile of turd with a quarter panel cut off.
Wow, pile of turd. Yeah, pile of turd. That's good.
Then it's time for all that fun junk in there.
Yeah, that'll be late night tomorrow. I think we're
planning to shoot it. Yeah, that don't fit. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Wow, that just went boop.
yeah.
That's
Got
incredible.
that lined out. Yeah. Look at that.
It's a little high, but not bad.
A little bit of gap difference between the front and the back, and we can play with that. I think the whole quarter panel probably needs pushed back there.
Yeah.
We'll push that. Just to get a little bit more gap into it before we weld it in place. Yeah. And it'll puff out the quarter panel. We'll have a wide body.
Yeah.
Yeah. That looks nice.
Hopefully we can get this on there and start blocking it tomorrow. Our plan is just to shoot it with hot rod black, so that way it's black with the nice shiny stainless and chrome.
Yeah.
It'll look pretty good running down the road. Get it? Because it's a Roadrunner.
Okay. Good.
Sweet.
So I'm basically just taking the quarter panel, going all the way around it, making sure the edges line up and everything. As you can see here on this this lower flange here, where it goes onto the phalange, yeah, where it goes onto the rocker, it's still kind of bent down. The quarters aren't just going to go in place, and you gotta let it wrap around, basically. So I'm taking this nice little screw jack from Harbor Freight that we use to stabilize the car, pull that son of a gun up right there, like that, and then you put a screw in it, and it stays in place, and it's a whole lot better. It's pretty cool stuff. Okay. So now I'm going to put a screw in it, maybe. And then we'll keep going all the way around, make sure that nothing is, wompy. It looks weird. Cattywampus, whatever. And then we'll get to welding. So as you can see, there's a difference between the 68 and 69 quarter panels. So what we're doing is we're taking the flap wheel, just grinding it up against the flange here, and it's putting it right even with this. There's this little bit of section here that, yeah, thanks, John. You can see the difference between the two. We had 68 quarter panels, came with the car.
We're not going to buy $700 new quarters.
$700 each plus shipping. I mean, you're at $2,000, right?
Right now.
Guys, we can't afford that.
Falling on a budget.
So yeah, so we're gonna go up to the edge here. I'm gonna stitch weld this. You can see where I've got this overhang here. I still have to clean that up. We'll get to the edge here, do the same thing. Get that all welded up, and we will finish this quarter panel hopefully tonight. Get the sail panel all bondoed and filled in place, and it'll be good.
So you know we're not kidding. If you look, currently it is $659 before tax.
All right. So you saw this bolt that I put in there? That is when you're trying to clamp and you don't really have anything to clamp onto. You can take that bolt and a vice grip clamps and kind of pull this in with that bolt rather than trying to clamp somewhere where you don't really have a place to. Little trick, kind of fun. All right, so we're gonna go around the rest of the quarter panel, make sure that it's good to go.
So we're trying to make use of every little minute that we have. I gotta go to work in about an hour or so, but right now I'm gonna try to work on these seams over here. Let's start sanding these down, which I did a little bit last night. I got that side and this side over here using an air file and then just a normal sanding block. We got some Amazon ones. Volsive 7-piece kit. I don't know, they work pretty good. It's kind of like a cheap version of a Durablock, but it works pretty well. So I'm gonna get to air filing this and then I'll start block sanding it and get it closer and closer. That way you can't tell. You can still feel there's a little dip in here. We're gonna have to fill in some more Bondo, but it'll be fine. Everything's fine. So he's over there welding, and we're getting pretty close. I just want to take a look and see how it looks. I know we're gonna have to put some more filler here and some more here, but just to give it a, you know, kind of make you feel a little bit better about it. And got this seam actually looking real nice. Yeah, it's close. We're getting there. There's a little bit right in here I still need to block out, but from back here it looks really, really good. Little update from last night. We swapped over all the door guts into this door because it's way, way better than that other one. The rocker is installed down here. We started putting some sound deadener in and started test fitting the carpet. I finally got all the stuff back there hooked up because what was it? This was broke off in the back, and then the washer button was broke off in the back, so I swapped those out. Ow. There's a seat there, don't hit your head. But finally got all that straightened out-ish, kind of. I don't know, it's still a mess back there. But the next part is we're gonna clean up this window channel in here. I'm gonna paint it, shoot it that colonial red Rust-Oleum color that's not the same, but close enough. Try to get a windshield in. I've never done it. we'll see how this goes. But we had to take the fender off to put the door on, so it's worse but better. But worse? Better? I don't know. Backwards to go forwards, to go backwards to go forwards. Well, the fender is back on, and now I'm going to use some adhesive and try to stick this carpet down in here. We'll see how this goes. I don't know if this is actually for a B-body 68 or whatever, but we're going to use it. It's close enough. It kind of fits in weird in some places. And that gas pedal does not come loose. I broke one of the studs loose, so we're just gonna cut around it and hope for the best. We'll see how that goes. Well, the carpet is sitting in there. Got the back seat in. Man, that looks really nice sitting in there. Wish we had door panels, but we got what we got. I got to figure out a couple of things. Put this seat in. He's doing a bondoing and body work and lining up the things and the stuff and things. But I got to go to band practice, so we'll see you in a little bit. Good night. We got the carpet and kind of cleaned the dash up a little bit, and that's how that seat fit in here. It's a little narrow, which is kind of weird. When you sit in it, your butt kind of sits over here. I actually have no idea what this seat is from, but it doesn't match the back, but it looks okay. It's all black. It looks pretty good in here, especially with carpet and the sill plates and kick panels. It looks decent, you know. You can see some of the sound in there back there. But look, interior. Neat. Now we just need to put a windshield in. It's future John and Jim problems. So today I'm doing some transmission cooler lines to get this 383 and the 727 from puking its gut everywhere. The problem I have is right in here where it goes into the radiator, the oil filter is right behind it. So got to do a 90 to a 90 and hopefully not kink that line and run it all the way through back to there. Where's my finger? There we go, right there. We'll see how this goes. Well, that was kind of a nightmare, but I got them in there. I think that's enough room to pull the oil filter off. You might have to, like, you know, when you loosen the oil filter, kind of come out and then go in that way, but I believe that that'd work. There's enough room for Jesus everywhere. If you wiggle them, they're not hitting anything. They're clear of everything. They're pretty far away from that header, so they shouldn't heat up too bad. That was a nightmare. Pro tip, if you're gonna do this again, use aluminum lines, not steel. This 3/8 aluminum line I used for the fuel was incredibly easy to bend. This steel line was an absolute nightmare. Pro tip. So we got it running in a short. Also, by the way, make sure you check out our shorts because that'll be more up to date than the long videos. But we took the 650 off and put a 750 vacuum secondary that we had found at this swap meet.
And it's leaking.
It's leaking pretty bad, but we'll see if we can get this thing started. And you get the train in the background.
Okay, you want to put the coil wire on?
Oh, yeah. Hopefully this thing just lights off. It should. We're using the little remote starter because that ignition switch is so bad. Alright. Come on.
Come on, baby.
Oh, where's that leaking from? Let me tighten that up real quick. Oh, it is tight.
It may need a gasket as well.
Yeah, the one behind it?
Yep.
All right. Carburetors are easy.
that's a lot better. Now, there was a dead spot with the 650. Maybe it wants a 750, maybe? Or maybe it's getting too much for the double pump. I don't know, but
That's not good.
that sounded obnoxious.
That sounds real good, but that is leaking.
All right.
Dang, why does it have that screw on there?
I don't know. Oh, I like that. I don't think that's where you fill it, sir.
Will it make the radio better?
We're gonna start it in, was it hot, idling, and neutral?
Yes.
Battery on.
That door's awesome.
Yeah, anybody have hinge pins? We need them.
Yeah, that's
They
fine.
probably sucked all that down. Do we have a gas can still?
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Did I happen to tell you that the Barracuda's air conditioning car?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It rolls out! Woo! Alright, come on. No windshield. I've never done this.
That sucks.
Who left their truck there? Sweet.
Ah, you gotta let me out.
Oh, yeah. Hey, thermostat opened. We're good.
Right on.
Hinge pins.
Oh.
Hey, remember our thing about doors?
Doors, you know, we have that thing with doors. Tricks to driving piles of junk. If you have an old Fox body that has the door handle like this, like they all do, you got to push both fingers on the top and roll it. If you try to just open it, you'll just break it worse. But if you put both fingers on the top and roll it, there you go. Top tip of the day. Oh God. On old Mopars, they like to get caught down here. So you just gotta lift them up and they'll come out.
Doors. This is hinge pins.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, it runs. And it drives now. Oh, looks like ass, but but thermostat looks like it's opening.
Thermostating.
It was warming up. It's getting hot. Got a lot of pressure. Not many leaks. We do need to figure out this front end because this one just slammed on the ground. I have adjust that torsion bar a little bit more because this side's fine. It still looks like it's got one hell of a rake to it. We might raise that front end up just to kind of level it out a little bit.
I wonder how long it's been since this car's been driven. I mean, it's probably, what, first time this century?
Probably, at least. I mean, given the condition of the bolts and the mouse nest that were sitting in it, and
The paper was deteriorating that they put the bolts in and the plastic, so I bet it's 20 years old at least. We call our friend who we got it from, I think this was his cousin's car or something.
it's incredible how well it drove, though. Even though we know that now that this wheel right here, the upper control arm bolt, is broken. It's broken off. So that's why we know that, you know, that's sketchy, but I mean,
It is what it is.
it is what it is. It's a 69 Roadrunner.
That runs and drives.
Don't mind the taillights that are missing.
Okay. Now it has new quarter panels, new frames, new trunk extensions, new rocker panels.
That was a lot of damn work. We got this pretty close. This door's all blocked out. The cell panel is pretty close. We might need to do another little skim coat right there. This quarter's on. This is getting closer. The trunk lid, all the holes are gone. Because this had that trim around the side because it's from a Sport Satellite or GTX or something. This side's getting pretty close too. We still need to do some final blocking, and then we're just going to shoot it with some Duplicolor. Not Duplicolor. Where's that Rust-Oleum can at? Well, if we ever clean the shop, we could rule the world. But can't find it right now. We will in a little bit. All right, well, so you see, we have never put a windshield in, so we're going to show you exactly how to do that the wrong way. And we're going to try to just, you know, send her. We're going to take some clear sealant. On the picture of on the whatever.
The picture?
The picture on the small one had a picture of a windshield. So we're not paying $38 for a tube of 3M stuff.
Tube.
We're just
Yes.
gonna, you know. I'm gonna do this side.
Say where it meets the dash, right?
Yeah, right?
What about there? I think that gun really sucks. That looks nice. Nice! And then we set it down at the bottom first, right?
Yeah. My corner's in.
I'm way off.
All right, so all this splotchy crap was that rust reformer. Just on some of the spots I could see some rust coming through. It's probably a really good thing to stick my finger right in that wet paint. But we're getting pretty close. I mean, this is not professional in any way, shape, or form. This is just a painted hot rod black, so when you're way about like right here, it looks really good is what we're going for. Because it's a ratty muscle car. It is what it is, you know? And it gives somebody kind of a good starting point. If they want to sand it down, prime it correctly, and paint it correctly, they can. Or if they just want to drive it around, it's a neat little car. Where is that can at? We're going to shoot it just some Rust-Oleum flat black. You mix it 50-50 with acetone. It's going to look terrible, but it's going to look good, but bad. It's, you know, it's one of those, looks really good over here. And then get really close and like, oh, well, that looks bad. Who cares? Who cares?
All right, the time has come. We're gonna start shooting this thing. Got it warmed up in the shop to about 74 degrees. And I'm gonna put some air to this. And we're gonna start at the top, why not? Get this on again going.
Well, we got the exhaust kind of tacked in here a little bit. We're gonna drop it down and then fully finish weld it. It's used. This is the pipe that we took off of the Barracuda because I'm not a huge fan of turn down, so we're gonna use this on the Roadrunner and then build another pipe that actually goes over the axle for the Barracuda. And well, the Barracuda's not here, but there's a part right back here on the Barracuda where the license plate lights are, or the reverse lights, kind of like this. I think it'd be neat to shove the exhaust through it or maybe make another hole next to it. Kind of like the 65 Mustangs, 66.
Yeah.
Be kind of neat. There's a slight header leak, but I mean, it sounds pretty good. Nice. Well, we're back on the Roadrunner working on door panels today. We're going to get the back ones in using the heat press and kind of stretching that old vinyl back together. Hey, if you watch the end of this video and you comment that you did and you send us an email with your address at jjspeedshop22@gmail.com, I'll put the little thingy down here.
Big surprise.
Yeah, a huge surprise. We'll send you something. All right. So we're working on the rear door panels back here. We had the old backing board, kind of fell apart, got all wet. So we got this 2x3 sheet of hardboard from Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever, and then we put it in our heat press thing and kind of got the vinyl to stretch out a little bit. This was the final result. It ain't perfect. It's nowhere near perfect, but it'll be good enough. We're not worried about all this back here because the back seat will cover all that up, but it matches the front. These are extremely hard to find, and these are almost impossible to find. But if you do find them, they're incredibly expensive. So we're gonna do that. So now look at that. The front door panel, the back door panel, the back seat. I put a bunch of stuff on there just so it'd soak it in and make it look a little better. Goodness gracious, that's actually kind of a nice car in here. Don't mind the missing headliner. We'll just not talk about that. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Sorry, I didn't film the actual installing of the headliner because my girl came by and she doesn't want to be on camera yet. But check this out. There is a headliner in the car. It's a little dirty right now, and a little wrinkly in some places. I don't quite know what I'm doing, but hopefully with the sun sitting on it, maybe it'll tighten up. It'll probably just loosen up, but we'll see. But it has a full interior in it now, except for the mirror. We bought one from the swap meet, but it was the wrong one. Also, both front and rear glass is in, and you know, we got the trim on, looking pretty good. The trick is, you know, hire somebody that does this every day, and it works a whole lot better. We're back from the car wash. It didn't really clean up all that well. There's still a bunch of dust, and since it's like a matte finish, it's really hard to contact wash it, or else it'll end up scratching it. But I know you've been waiting long enough. I guess we'll finally show you. Well, maybe I don't know. Should we? Do you want to see it? Do you? All right, let's go inside the shop. Look at it. It looks so good. See what I mean? From this far, like 20 feet. Look at that hot rod. It looks so good. Alright, let's go for a drive. Don't mind the exhaust. It's hitting the cross member right now. We got to fix that soon, but we can't wait any longer. We want to drive it. We want to show you. I know he's excited.
Oh yeah.
Because
I'm riding a Roadrunner.
look.
I'm driving a Roadrunner.
See? Look.
I'm driving a Roadrunner.
He's driving a Roadrunner.
I got tattoos.
You got a Roadrunner.
Chicks dig tattoos. Party tattoos.
My mom does.
Yeah, she does.
It just drives so nice.
It does.
cars actually are. Let's go back out this way. Oh yeah, that's better. That wide angle. See, that's it right there. See the arm?
Got air conditioning.
Yep. Vent
Just
windows.
opening vent windows.
And there's also the vents down here that open up those guys. It's actually kind of quiet.
It is. It's a lot better. That exhaust manifold gas gonna drive you nuts. Nice out here today.
It is.
About 74 degrees.
Warm. Still got a little bit of flat spots in them old tires, but
Oh yeah.
runs out okay. I mean, not the fastest thing in the world, but it's a V8. Wait, he left me. Why did he leave me? Uh-oh. Now what do I do? This wasn't us, I promise. Police departments, that's not us. See that is though. Look at that thing. It's so cool. Hey, we finally got the taillights to work. Look at the interior though. Oh, let me get the glare out of here.
Oh, it's so pretty.
The door panels, we got headliner, we got a exhaust that's rubbing up against the floor.
Well,
I'm waiting on these panels back here. Hopefully that'll fix my goof over here. We'll see. Okay, let me get back in. Oh. You know, well, friggin' 383.
I mean, it'll just peel out all day long.
Yeah, every day. At will, whenever. All right, now time for the full tour. You know, we put hood pins on it because the latches are very expensive and kind of hard to find. So, but you have the painted engine bay. With the red and black, actually looks kind of neat. I think this car would look really, really, really cool with it all red. We got, of course, you got to have the running birdies going down the side. Big old fatties. I mean, it's amazing to see the difference between what it was. Yeah, this is what a Roadrunner was supposed to be.
For like, what, $2,800 or something?
Yeah, really, really cheap. When they designed the Roadrunner, their thought was, let's put something cool and make it as cheap as possible. Well, that side's really not good. Another petrified bushing. I mean, this all looks pretty good. The floor looks okay. That, you didn't see that. Don't look at that either. Nope, not yet. Cross member,
She's rusty.
yeah. On a rusty scale, we're at a 7 out of 10, I think.
10 being rustiest?
Yeah.
I'd say 6. I'd say the Camaro was more like an 8. I mean, it's rusty. But
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's got pretty rotten rockers.
Okay, 7.5.
Spring importing kits
Yep.
kind of replace all that.
We go right here. We could do those.
Was and what it is now. Here we even got the
And we got the key out here real quick.
I bet you the spare tire moved, but meep. Got the trunk mat, little spare sitting in there.
Oh, I don't know what that noise was then.
I mean, it's awesome. It turned out really, 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 really well. I mean, look at this interior. Then you sit down and don't look at the crack there. It's fine. Everything's fine. But for a ratty muscle car, I think it's actually pretty nice. A real restoration on these would probably cost upwards of 30, 40 grand. We don't really have that kind of money, you know what I mean? Well, that's it for this episode of JJ Speed Shop and the build of the Roadrunner. We really hope you enjoyed this. We're going to go ahead and pat ourselves on the back on this one. It turned out a lot better than we thought it was capable of.
It's a lot of work.
If you look back to the very beginning, remember how the rear end was falling out?
Wait a minute.
I mean, this thing has new frame rails, new quarter panels, whole new, almost new-ish, new to us, interior, trunk extensions. I mean, everything is, the rockers, I mean, this car was left for dead. It was pretty bad. And like he said several times, a car like this, they probably would have just junked it 20 years ago.
We would have junked it. There's no doubt it would have went to the salvage yard. Frame rails was a death sentence, but not anymore. No.
So if you like this stuff, hit that subscribe button because we're not done. Next is a 64.5 Mustang that was in a flood. So we got to rip the engine out, the transmission out, the rear end, go through all of that, clean the interior out. Well, actually, let's show you that real quick.
And it will rust. It'll rust in places that you have no idea.
It's held up pretty nicely so far. But here's this beautiful little baby over here. It's my buddy Nathan's car. But you pull on that. I only got one hand. If you see all the mud, that's how high it was up. If you look in the dash, there was dirt all the way up here from the good old St. Charles flood. But it looks like it's holding together pretty well. The body doesn't look like any of it's coming through too bad. So our plan is just to pull this engine out. Hopefully it's not too bad, because if you see these little knobs right here, that means it's a Mexican 302. They're super strong or whatever. Voodoo magic is in those. But anyway, hit that subscribe button. This one's next, and then I don't know what's after that. We're gonna do some cool stuff.
Yep.
See ya, AMF.